Welcome to episode 19 of War Machines. Today, we begin the second half of the second round of each bracket where 20 fights currently remain in this round. We will determine half of them by the end of this episode. We have seen so many great fights so far this round, and there are several more coming to you live here tonight. Let's now find out who all is looking to clinch a spot in the third round of their bracket. We lead off the episode with the battle between the Egg Beater of Black Dragon, who will be taking on the full body spinner of Gigabyte. Fighting second, we have the Flipper of Bigger Brother and the horizontal spinner of Last Rites. Fight number 3 features the Hammer of Beta and the Flipper of Thermador 2. Next, we have the War Machine Season 1 champion, Hydra, who will be taking on the Wedge of Thunderchild. Following that, we have the Flipper of Iron Awe 7, who will be taking on the horizontal spinner of Lucid Dream. Following that, we have the Flipper of Hades, who will be taking on the Axe of Thor. Next, we have a battle of drum spinners between 900 and Barbarous. Following that, we have the Flipper of M2, who will be taking on the Lifter of Sewer Snake. Next, we have the horizontal spinner of the Apprentice, who will be taking on the Lifter and the vertical spinner of Whiplash. Finally, we have tonight's main event, which is a rematch from Robot Wars Series 7. We have the Flipper of Gravity, who will be taking on the Wedge of Tornado. This is a great lineup for you. Lots of these battles could go in either direction. I cannot wait to determine all 10 of these. Let's now check out our first battle of the night. We start in the Battlebots and Bugglebots class for our first battle, where we have the 6 seed Black Dragon, who will be taking on the 27 seed Gigabyte. First, we have Black Dragon on the left side, who is the higher seed coming into this matchup, and their Egg Beater for their primary weapon. This bot is well designed up front. It's quite low to the ground, it's got a powerful weapon to it, it's quite durable and relatively reliable as well. However though, they do have those 2 exposed wheels, along with their backside, that could be their opponent's big place to target in this one. Taking on Black Dragon here is Gigabyte and their full body spinner. That full body spinner is very powerful, as it's caused quite a bit of damage in their first few battles. However though, their own stability could be a problem here, as that was a major concern in their last few battles here, and that could be Black Dragon's strategy. Try to get them off balance and keep them that way as much as possible. Still, this should be an entertaining battle. 2 major contenders. Let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' last matchup. First up, we have Black Dragon, who just took it to Sharks to Traken and took them apart piece by piece in one of the most destructive knockouts of the season so far. Their opponent is Gigabyte, where they managed to land hit after hit and destroy the full body spinner of Kronos. But there were definitely some major concerns after this one of their stability here, as while they did win this battle by a judge's decision, they were spinning out of control for a lot of it. Will that be the case here in this one? Let's begin. Here we go, Gigabyte getting that weapon up to speed. Comes Black Dragon, nice hit by Gigabyte there, but now Gigabyte's on their head. Second shot, Black Dragon definitely won that, and Gigabyte's in the corner at the mercy of Black Dragon here. But I see a piece went flying off. Looks like that was a part of the wedge on Black Dragon. That can't be good. Now Gigabyte's free and getting ready, and it's now spinning up, but now takes another hit from Black Dragon. Looks like Black Dragon lost a wedgelet on that exchange, and part of their weapon just came off too. Black Dragon taking some serious damage, but look at the underside of Gigabyte. Gigabyte surely has been taking some damage too, but now Gigabyte's underneath Black Dragon, chewing up the underside. That can be good. The floor flipper separates them. That may have just helped Black Dragon here. And now Gigabyte at Black Dragon's mercy again, where they get tossed out of the arena. Black Dragon wins and moves on. Fantastic fight to lead it off. That was awesome. As we saw Gigabyte start off spinning out of control here. Start off at the mercy of Black Dragon in here, as Black Dragon took advantage of their stability problems very well. But Black Dragon did not come out unscathed, as we saw them lose part of their wedge, lost a wedgelet there, lost part of their weapon there. Lots of damage Black Dragon took, but then this was a real scare for Black Dragon. Gigabyte got underneath them and started chewing up the underside, but then the floor flipper came out of nowhere for Black Dragon, separated the two of them, and that was honestly what clinched the battle for Black Dragon before Black Dragon just punted them out of the arena like that right there. Excellent win. The 6th seed will advance. We see the return of the top seed in the Robot Wars class for our next battle, as we'll see Last Rites and their challenger being the 33 seed Bigger Brother. First, we have the underdog, the 33 seed Bigger Brother, and their flipper. That flipper is quite effective, as we've seen what it can do in the past few fights they've had, and it's done quite a lot to their opponents and helped them win in both of their battles so far. However, though, those 3 vulnerable sides could very easily be the target of their opponent if Bigger Brother makes a driving error here. Their challenger is none other than the top seed in the Robot Wars class, Last Rites, and their horizontal spinner. That spinner is very powerful. It's caused a lot of destruction in their first 2 battles. But then those 2 exposed wheels are their primary weakness. Stability could be another thing that Bigger Brother may try to take advantage of in this one. Either way, this should be an exciting one. Could we see Bigger Brother take out the 1 seed? Let's check out highlights from these two's last round matchup before we get to that. First up, we got Bigger Brother, who managed to land the flips they needed and managed to get a knockout over Toon Raider in order to advance to the next round. Their challenger is Last Rites, who managed to land shot after shot, knocked off piece after piece of Chomp-a-Lot, and managed to win that one by knockout to advance to this round. Can Bigger Brother take out the 1 seed, or will the 1 seed continue their path of destruction in this tournament? Let's find out now. Last Rites getting that weapon speed. Bigger Brother comes in, takes a shot to the front. Bigger Brother probably wants to box rush them and maybe even try to break that spinner before Last Rites can start causing some major damage. Nice lift by Bigger Brother there, sending Last Rites a little out of control, but now taking shot after shot to the sides. That's not what Bigger Brother wants here, as Bigger Brother needs to avoid taking shot after shot from that bar spinner on Last Rites. And looks like Bigger Brother just lost the frame. That is not good. That is a key piece of damage here. But now Bigger Brother has Last Rites pinned against the rails. This is not what Last Rites wants. Excellent control by Bigger Brother there, even without their frame, but now they're taking shot after shot again. And more hits being landed by Last Rites here. This is not going Bigger Brother's way now. Last Rites getting that weapon with speed, coming in for another hit, another shot to the front. And here, Bigger Brother's gotta be careful. Took another hit to the sides and went flying, but now Last Rites has that spinner to speed. Bigger Brother's gotta do something and fast here. Maybe win it by knockout. But now we see lots of smoke coming out of Bigger Brother. Looks like the flipper's off as well. This is not going Bigger Brother's way. Another giant path of destruction by Last Rites. And down goes the control board of Bigger Brother. Last Rites advances. Another giant path of destruction by Last Rites here. Just made a smoothie out of Bigger Brother in this battle. Landed shot after shot to the front, but we did see some effective action out of Bigger Brother in this one here, but it wasn't exactly enough for them. And here, right here, the first big piece of damage in this one Bigger Brother lost the frame right there, lost all their armor here, and was at the mercy of last Rites, but did manage to get a few control moments in there, which is always good to hear in case of this battle happened to go the full 3 minutes. But then it was this area right here where the flipper came off and a bunch of smoke started erupting out of Bigger Brother here, and then it wasn't long before the control board fell and last Rites, the top seed, advanced. What a battle this was. Fight number 3, we have the Hammer of Beta, who will be taking on the Flipper of Thermador 2. On the left side, we have the 4 seed Beta, and their hammer. That hammer has quite a bit of power to it, as we've seen what it can do. It's quite effective and such, and including that wedge armor that they've got up front has proven to be quite effective as well. While that wedge is quite effective for getting underneath the opponents and controlling the battle and setting them up for a hammer shot, it is quite delicate. Could that be something that Thermador 2, the 20 seed, could take advantage of? Thermador 2, a flipper bot, a wild card who managed to win their first battle. Well, Thermador 2 has a powerful flipper, got some claws up front as well that could give their opponent some trouble too. However, though, they do have those 2 exposed wheels. Could Beta potentially knock them out with its hammer? Honestly, let's find out. See who's more effective with their primary weapon, because that could determine who wins this battle. Let's now check out some highlights from both of these spots' opening round matchup. First up, we have Beta, who managed to land hit after hit and just own the ground game, and managed to win against Vlad the Impaler in a judge's decision. Their opponent is Thermador 2, who just took it to Hworf, managed to land flip after flip, and eventually tossed Hworf clean out of the arena and won that battle by knockout. Let's get to this battle. This should be a good one. Here we go. Thermador 2, awkward exit out of the gate there, but now taking a hit or two from Beta. But now Thermador 2 lands a flip. A nice flip, another good one. And another flip by Thermador 2, another good one. Beta taking quite a few big flips up into the air. Nice usage of that flipper from Thermador 2, and it looks like there's a little smoke coming out from Beta. Another flip. Best flip of the episode so far, or by any bot here. I suppose this is the first time we've seen a flipper in this episode, but one of the best ones even of the season. That was awesome to see. But now Thermador 2 appears to be at the mercy of Beta here in that hammer. Beta is just landing hit after hit with that hammer of theirs. But now Thermador 2 trying to get underneath Beta, but just can't. That wedge seems to be lower to the ground than Thermador 2's flipper, and that could be trouble for Thermador 2 if they can't get underneath them and use that flipper. So I think Beta could be catching up on points. Beta continuing to try to land a hammer shot. Thermador 2 doing a decent job driving despite not being able to get underneath Beta as easily. There's an advantage that Thermador 2 took advantage of, landing a few more flips. But now, Beta trying to land a few more shots, but are they stuck right now? Looks like that hammer is jammed over the rails there. Could Beta be stuck? But no, Thermador 2 coming in there helping them out. Beta's on their side here. Thermador 2 continuing to flip and stuff, and Beta's out. Could that have been wise to get Beta out of there by Thermador 2? Excellent sportsmanship, but could it potentially cost them a spot into the next round? Now it's Thermador 2 continuing to try to get underneath Beta, but that wedge is just denying it. There's a nice flip by Thermador 2. Overall, I'd say Beta is winning like the control and aggression area, potentially even the damage area and stuff. We've seen quite a few good flips at Thermador 2 at the beginning, but we haven't really seen much ever since. There was a nice flip by Thermador 2. Beta continuing to try to land more shots with that hammer. A few more nice hits with that hammer and stuff. Could Beta have turned the tables on this one? This is definitely going to be a close one if this goes to the judges. Less than 30 seconds to go. Another few hits from that hammer on Beta. Could Beta be climbing ahead of Thermador 2 on points? Hard to tell. Damage is definitely the biggest category here. Not sure who's caused more of it. That could go either way. A little over 5 seconds to go. Thermador 2 almost drove themselves into the pit. You don't want to do that here. And the clock has now hit 0. And this battle is going to the judges, where judges' decisions are scored based off of the 7-point scale BattleBots used in 2019, where you could get up to 3 points for damage, up to 2 points for aggression, and 2 points for control. Thermador 2 definitely had the start of this one. Just landed flip after flip on Beta here. Now that flip right there was beautiful. But then ever since that, we didn't really see much out of Thermador 2. Yes, they did land some more flips, but overall, Beta took control of this point in the battle and such. We saw Thermador 2 constantly trying to get underneath Beta, but that wedge was just denying it. This was really the only other big moment we saw out of Thermador 2 in this one. When Beta got stuck there, Thermador 2 helped them get free, but was that wise? Either way, though, this should be a very close judge's decision. I am not sure which direction this one is going to go. Let's now find out who will be advancing to the next round. The votes are in, and it was unanimous. The winner, who will be moving on to the next round, is Thermador 2. Close one. Yes, that was a very close battle here, but it looks like the judges gave Thermador 2 an edge because of the flipping they were able to do. But very close battle, excellent control by Beta. Thermador 2 will move on to the next round. Next up, we go back to the Battlebots and Bugglebots class, where we have the 4 seed and the War Machine's defending champion Hydra and their flipper. Their opponent will be Thunderchild and their wedge. On the left side, we have the 4 seed Hydra and their flipper. That flipper is very powerful. It's given both of their opponents so far a lot of airtime. However, though, their flips are limited here. So if they run out of flips, they'll be dead in the arena and a countdown could come very soon on them. Their opponent is the 36 seed Thunderchild and their wedge. This bot is very durable. It can drive inverted and everything. However, though, it's got less offense to it compared to most other machines. This should be an interesting battle. Could be a determination of who has lower ground here. Including Thunderchild does have a different configuration coming for this battle that we saw in the first season, but we haven't seen so far this season. That should make this one more interesting. I cannot wait for this one. Can Thunderchild potentially dethrone the champion here? Let's find out, but first, let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we have Hydra, who managed to give Nelly the Ellibot a serious amount of airtime thanks to that flipper, and eventually toss them out of the arena to advance. Their opponent is Thunderchild, who managed to use their pushing power, low ground, and their excellent reliability and durability, and that all led them to victory in their battle with any RA2. How will they fare against the defending champs? Let's check out what their new configuration that I mentioned earlier is for this one. Technically, you saw this if you've seen the first season, but Thunderchild coming in with forks, low to the ground forks for this one, try to win the ground game. And they land a flipping early as Hydra here. Hydra landing a few flips, another good one by Hydra, another good flip by Hydra. Thunderchild upside down right now, but now Hydra back on the attack and stuff. Thunderchild less effective upside down in a situation against the flipper. Another flip by Hydra. Hydra just landing flip after flip, but now Thunderchild's right side up. Thunderchild continuing to drive circles around Hydra. Here comes Thunderchild charging into the sides of Hydra, ramming Hydra into the rails. This is not what Hydra wanted. Now Thunderchild underneath Hydra once again. Hydra being taken into the rails. This is real trouble for the defending champion. Thunderchild's got them in the corner here. Excellent control, excellent driving from Thunderchild here. This is probably the most pressure we've seen on Hydra so far this season, but it doesn't matter because Thunderchild is out of the arena and Hydra survives another battle. What a fight this was. Now, as we saw, Hydra land a few great flips early on in this one and get Thunderchild off balance early in this one. But then it didn't last that long for Hydra. We saw an excellent flip there, but it wasn't long before Thunderchild righted themselves, thanks to some assistance from Hydra. And then Thunderchild provided a major scare for Hydra here. Got to the sides of Hydra, pushed them into the rails, and so on. Managed to bring questions. Could an upset be coming here? Got them in the corner and everything. But then when Hydra got free from Thunderchild here, it didn't last very long for Thunderchild. So it wasn't long before Hydra managed to land another flip on Thunderchild, and then eventually toss them clean out of the arena, and Hydra advances to the next round. We're back in the Robot Wars class for our next battle, which features the 6th seed Ironaw 7 and the 27th seed Lucid Dream. On the left side, we have Ironaw 7 and their flipper. That flipper is very powerful, one of the most powerful flippers in the class, in the competition. It's quite low to the ground too. However though, those sides are very much vulnerable to spinners like their opponent. So this should definitely be a real test for them to show if they are the real deal and if they are a title-worthy competitor. Their opponent is the 27th seed Lucid Dream and their horizontal spinner. That horizontal spinner is very powerful as well. We saw a lot of the destruction it was able to cause in their last match that got them to this point. But their sides are relatively delicate as well, just like Ironaw 7's are as well. So this could be an interesting match, see who holds up the best against the other bot's punishment. I can't wait for this one. This should be a close one. But before we get to that one, let's check out some highlights from both bots' previous matchup. First up, we have Ironaw 7, who brought it to can opener J-Spec, and it wasn't long before they tossed them clean out of the arena for a relatively fast knockout. Their opponent is Lucid Dream, who took apart Kapow piece by piece and won it in a dominant knockout to get to this point in the competition. Let's now get to this battle. Here we go, here comes Ironaw 7. Coming in, taking a hit from that spinner, but there's a flip by Ironaw, sending Lucid Dream into the air. Lucid Dream out of control, but they are now ready to go. They can drive upside down and stuff. They took another flip, and another flip from Ironaw. Excellent start from Ironaw here. Here, another lift by Ironaw, another flip by them. Good start by Ironaw here. Lucid Dream's got to fight back here. We haven't seen a lot of action out of that horizontal spinner so far in this one. Another flip, but Ironaw's got to be careful. They've taken some shots from that horizontal spinner even when Ironaw sent Lucid flying. Big hit by Lucid that sent them both flying, and now the pit is open. Could we see a bot fall down in this battle? We're now almost a minute into this battle. Ironaw's probably got the lead so far, but not by much. There's a big flip, the biggest one of the match so far, and then a nice shot to compromise from Lucid Dream. Now here we go, Lucid Dream trying to connect to get some more big shots in with that horizontal spinner, try to dish out some damage, but Ironaw's been holding up very well to it until now. Off comes the frame of her bot. They lost their side armor and their back armor. That is not good. That is a major piece of damage. Now their sides are very much exposed. They're flipping Lucid Dream, and I think a little smoke is coming out of Lucid Dream now. But now Lucid Dream has Iron on the corner, landing some big shots to the sides. But look at this, both sides, both areas near the wheels are smoking on Lucid Dream. Looks like they lost a wheel guard as well. What a battle this has been right now. Lots of big action during that second minute of the battle. Oh, big action, big damage done by both teams here. Less than a minute to go in this one. And close battle this has been, but I would say IronAw still has the lead on points, but not by much here. Another couple of flips by IronAw and stuff. They are hanging in there even without all their side and back armor here. Another big shot from Lucid Dream's spinner, and IronAw has to self-right. Almost took themselves out of the arena there. IronAw now stuck on their side. Where's Lucid Dream? Lucid Dream's got to compromise here. It's like unable to compromise. Looks like they're driving oddly. I wonder if one of those flips damaged their drive area and stuff. Looks like that is movement that won't cause a countdown here in the rules for War Machines and such, but it could cost them if this battle goes the full 3 minutes, and it looks like it will, because there's 5 seconds left in this match, and off comes the disc of Lucid Dream. Not a good way to end this battle here, and this battle is now in the hands of the judges. What a battle this was. It's now the same judging criteria as stated in the last judge's decision that we saw in this episode, but IronAw just came out swinging right from the start, or just giving Lucid Dream a ton of airtime in this one, and showing off the power in that flipper. They did have to be very cautious of that horizontal spinner, they weren't able to successfully do that every time, but IronAw still did brilliant in this one. Just kept flipping, just went no fear at that spinner. This, however, is a major scare moment for IronAw. Lost all of their armor, a key piece of damage in this one, and suffered by IronAw here. But then IronAw just kept swinging in this one. But then it wasn't long in this moment before IronAw ended up getting trapped in the corner with that horizontal spinner and then took some big shots. Now, right there is the moment I'm talking about. Took some major hits from that spinner. Luckily, they held up well, and you see smoke coming out of Lucid Dream that could be a key piece. This is not a good thing to come end the full 3 minutes with. Lucid Dream lost their weapon in the last 10 seconds. Not a good showing, but you never know what could happen. The judges' votes are in, and it was unanimous. The winner is IronAw 7. Close battle. I gotta agree with the decision, and unfortunately for Lucid Dream. But still, excellent battle. Lots of damage and chaos. We like to see entertaining battles like that. On to the next battle. On to Hades vs. Thor. On the left side, we got the 25 seed Hades and their flipper. Hades proved in their last matchup that they are definitely underranked here, as that flipper has a lot of power to it, as we've seen in their first 2 matches. However, though, they do have those 2 exposed wheels, which could be a major problem going up against an opponent like Thor here. Thor, who is the 8th seed, has a very powerful axe. Their front is very effective as it's low to the ground and has quite a lot of push power. However, their big problem is that the axe is actually quite delicate, as we saw that as a concern in their last match. But that's still a highly damaging weapon, as we saw what it was able to do in their first 2 matches. So this should definitely be an interesting one. Thor's strategy is probably going to be try to target the wheels on Hades. Hades' strategy is probably going to be keep flipping Thor as much as possible. This should be a good one, but let's check out some highlights from both of these spots. Previous matchup. First up, we have Hades, who drew Eric for their last opponent. And Hades managed to land the flips they needed to win by knockouts in a little less than a minute, and to get to this round in the tournament. Their opponent is Thor, who took on Raging Scotsman in the last round. It managed to land hit after hit, devastating shot after devastating shot. Despite the concerns of Thor's axe breaking, this is still a very powerful bot, one that you do not want to underestimate. Here we go. Here comes Thor charging out of the gate, going right at Hades, landing a hit around the flipper, and another one, too. Thor's underneath Hades, out driving them, got to the sides. Nice start by Thor here. Now is Thor charging at them with that front once again, landing a few more hits to the top of Hades, and a few more shots to the underside. Good start by Thor. This couldn't be going any better for them. Hades, are they stuck up against the rails there? Nope. Thor charges in there, frees them. They decide they want some more here. Or is that wise by Thor though? Could that cost them? As we've seen acts like that happen, cost as the robot those fights. But Thor, they're not letting that affect them much, as they're still pulverizing Hades with that axe. As Thor trying to outmaneuver Hades. Hades not going to make that easiest shot from the floor flipper. It's taken by both bots here. Now Thor's got Hades up against the rails once again. Here comes Thor charging in once again. A few more shots to the underside. Here comes Thor once again. Knocks off a wheel. Nice shot by Thor, but it looks like they lost their axe. It's hard to tell who got the better of that exchange, because Hades, they lost a wheel, but Thor lost their weapon. This is definitely a concern that we've all been thinking about here when it comes to Thor or in such notes. They've lost their primary weapon for the rest of the match here, and they have to rely on the power of their front and push Hades around. But what about Hades? They seem to be only driving in circles, but Thor continuing to push Hades around here. Despite having no primary weapon, Thor's just going no fear. Of course, though, gotta be cautious here, because if Hades flips Thor even once, it might be all over for Thor here. So Thor's gotta be cautious. Could a countdown be coming on Hades soon? I can't tell if they're just driving in circles or if they have left their circumference. A countdown hasn't come on Hades yet, so I would assume the second one is accurate in this situation. But now Thor's at the sides and Hades ramming them into the rail. Even without a weapon, they are controlling this battle, dominating it. But now Thor pushing Hades down the pit, and Thor wins by knockout. Another exciting victory for Thor here. Thor came out swinging, tried to avoid the front of Hades as much as possible, and that led to a lot of success in this match. We see Thor easily getting underneath Hades from the sides and just constantly pulverizing them with that axe here, causing lots of mayhem and causing lots of damage in this one. What a battle this was. But then this was the big moment right here. Here, a few more hits to the underside, and then eventually Thor, proving they're like a sniper here, came in, knocked that wheel off. A perfect shot to knock that thing off, but then Karma hit Thor after that, as Thor lost their axe right after that, where they were weaponless for the rest of the battle. But Thor did not let that stop them, as they continued to push Hades around and eventually managed to push Hades all the way down the pit, and Thor won this battle by a dominating knockout, and we'll see them in the next round. We stay in the Robot Wars class for our next battle, where we have 900 and Barbarous. First up, we got 900, the 13 seed, and their drum spinner. That drum spinner has a lot of power to it, as we've seen quite a lot of damage get dished out by it in their first two matches. Gyroscopic forces could be a major problem in this one if they are not careful. Their opponent is Barbarous, the 45 seed, who managed to take out a higher seed in their last matchup. That drum spinner is also quite powerful, as we've seen it dish out some heavy hits despite it getting a wild card in the opening round. However, though, they do have those two exposed wheels. They also do have minor gyro issues themselves. So both bots might be trying to take advantage of gyro stuff, but still, this should be a fun one. I am looking forward to it. Let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we have 900, who managed to land shot after shot with that drum spinner, and eventually managed to beat Titan in a devastating KO to advance to the next round. Their opponent is Barbarous, who managed to use that powerful drum spinner and those effective spikes up front to get a victory over the higher seed in Dantom Kia. Here we go. Here comes Barbarous coming right out of the gate. Here comes 900. Both bots with their weapons at speed. You see a minor gyro from Barbarous. Both bots looking to take advantage of each bot's gyro issues. But now we see some weapon-on-weapon action. Those spikes are just denying that drum spinner of 900 at the moment here. But Barbarous doesn't seem to be getting much action in with their spinner either. Could be something to watch in this battle. Well, here we get to see 900 getting Barbarous up in the air, landing a few nice shots with that drum spinner here. But now we see a bunch of weapon-on-weapon action. 900's in the corner, taking some major hits from that drum spinner on Barbarous here. How much damage is Barbarous doing here? Soon they'll have to release. Piece of stuff. There's the point of release. He's here done by Barbarous, and now 900 compromises. They want revenge after those last few shots taken. Few more big hits from that drum spinner on 900. They seem to be winning most of these exchanges, but Barbarous sure is taking it to 900 here. 900 being forced back here thanks to that drum spinner on Barbarous here. Could Barbarous be turning the tide? Lots of weapon-on-weapon action here. Now some more big shots, and off comes the drum spinner! Barbarous has lost their weapon for the remainder of this battle. They are now drum spinnerless, up against a fully functional 900 it appears. So now Barbarous, without a primary weapon, will have to rely on those scoops there, try to keep the drum spinner away from them at all times, and try to prevent 900 from getting the advantage, maybe even control this battle. A couple big shots from that drum spinner at 900. That spinner is so devastating, but now Barbarous underneath 900 thanks to a floor flipper, but now 900 is free. Here comes 900 charging at that drum spinner, trying to cause some more damage here. Here, a couple more jabs from 900, but Barbarous is doing a pretty decent job as for trying to keep that weapon away from them at all times. Trying to push them towards the pit. Looks like they're going to just miss, pushing 900 down the pit of oblivion here. A couple more big shots from the drum spinner of 900. Here comes 900 charging once again. And lots of action here. Less than 30 seconds to go. I think 900 probably have the lead because losing the drum spinner is a significant piece of damage. But probably not by much, and you never know what could happen when a battle goes to the judges. 10 seconds to go here. Barbarous pushing 900 around, but oh no! Barbarous looking like they're falling down the pit. They lost the wheel, and down the pit goes Barbarous. And 900 wins by knockout with less than 10 seconds on the clock. When this one started off, it looked like Barbarous, so seriously having the advantage at the beginning of this one. Managed to get 900 in the corner, or push them around, land some nice shots with that drum spinner of theirs. But then it didn't last long. 900 did manage to compromise, land a bunch of great hits of their own, like this area right here. Eventually lost the primary weapon, was Barbarous. This is what we're going to see approximately now, which is probably one of the biggest pieces of damage we have seen in the episode so far. Key for this one is it left Barbarous without a primary weapon for the remainder of this match, and it might have costed them greatly here. 900 managed to land a ton of more devastating shots of their own, and this push from Barbarous, there was just enough room where they fell down the pit. 900 managed to land one last shot that knocked off a wheel and finished off Barbarous for the season. we stay in the Robot Wars class once again, where we have the 24 seed M2, who will be taking on the 9 seed Sewer Snake. We got a flipper battle here. On the left side, we got M2 and their flipper. That flipper is quite powerful, it's quite effective. They are relatively low to the ground as well. However though, those sides and the back side is probably going to be what Sewer Snake is probably going to try to target in this one. Sewer Snake, the 9 seed, is the opposing bot in this one, as said, and their wedge, lifter, or flipper, whichever you prefer, as all 3 of them work with this bot. This bot is very fast, it's very maneuverable, it's got an effective lifter as it's got quite a bit of power to it, and it's very low to the ground. However though, those 6 exposed wheels, along with their exposed backside and stuff, will probably be M2's big target area, so they'll probably want to try to avoid the front. So this one could very much come down to who can outdrive the other and who is low to the ground. I'm sure you guys would want to find out exactly who that is. I would want to find that out as well. But before we find out who will be advancing to the next round, we'll be taking on Thor, actually, whom we saw win in the previous fights. Let's check out some highlights once again. First up, we got M2, who managed to land the flips they needed, get the points needed, and managed to take out Foxic in a unanimous judge's decision to advance to the next round. Their opponent is Sewer Snake, who managed to land lift after lift, sent Splinter flying multiple times, and managed to win that one in another quick knockout to advance to this point. How will they fare against M2? Let's find out. Here we go, here comes M2 and Sewer Snake, and Sewer Snake appears to be the lower to the ground bot, sending M2 flying. Can they get M2 out of the arena again? Both of their first 2 opponents ended up out of the arena, and can they do the same thing with M2? Controlling this battle well is Sewer Snake, letting tons of great lifts in there. But now M2's got himself right. Now Sewer Snake has them in the corner once again, and they gotta get them over to the top right corner, and then we got 4 corners here in place. Now Sewer Snake continuing to control this battle. They've got M2 in the corner. M2, countdown was temporarily on them, but looks like they managed to get it turned off, show enough movement to turn off the countdown, and now Sewer Snake's back on the attack. They're not giving M2 an inch in this one. And as M2 lands a flip on Sewer Snake. Could this be their moment here? Here now is Sewer Snake trying to self-right, takes another flip. But now Sewer Snake at the sides of M2, lifts them, takes them into the corner once again. And excellent battle so far. Little more than a minute into this one. I'd say Sewer Snake has the lead so far, but M2 has had some moments already. Now Sewer Snake on top of M2 right now. Oh, M2's got to get free. Now as here comes M2, charging at the sides of Sewer Snake. At the sides of M2 once again. And here they got M2 flipped over again, trying to get them out of the arena, but M2 is just resisting from that. Brilliant job, but now another flip from M2. Another flip. A few more flips from M2 here, trying to stack up some points, try to catch up on points here if this fight happens to go the distance. Little more than a minute to go in this battle. Close one so far. Alright, now it's another big lift. Almost. Oh, Sewer Snake almost falls down the pit there. You wouldn't want to take yourselves out in a battle like this. But now M2 trying to turn the tides here. Here, quote. Yeah. M2's got to do something fast here, but now M2 at the side of Sewer Snake lands another flip. Another flip. Almost got Sewer Snake out of the arena there. That was very close. Oh, major scare for Sewer Snake right there. Twice there. They almost got flipped clean out of the arena there. It's M2 starting to turn the tides here. Landed a ton of big flips and such. Another one. And M2 may have just turned the tide. But now Sewer Snake compromising. They want a little payback. Sending M2 back into the corner. Sewer Snake telling M2, get back to where you belong. Here. That was M2 trying to compromise, get to the sides of Sewer Snake, leave a last impression on the judges. because this battle is going the distance. Close battle this will be. Lots of action out of both bots. This is a fight that we love to see. Beginning this battle, Sewer Snake was definitely on top early in this one, landing a ton of great lifts, great flips here. Just denied M2 of that flipper at first. However, though, we did see a bunch of great moments at M2. Those are the first few flips we saw out of them and such. Those look good on the judges. It's definitely helped them catch up on points. But then Sewer Snake managed to compromise just as well. Managed to get M2 into the corner and stuff. Continue flipping them and stuff. And then this was probably the big scare that a lot of you might be talking about. M2 flips Sewer Snake, almost got them out of the arena there. And then M2 coming in, and once again, almost got them out of the arena once again. Right there. And there. Yeah, M2 so close to getting the knockout and getting Sewer Snake clean out of the arena. But then Sewer Snake compromised once again. But let's now find out what the judges thought. This is going to be a close one and stuff. Closest one of the night. The judges' votes are in, and once again, we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Sewer Snake. Close battle that was, as lots of action out of both teams. I'm really surprised that was not a split decision. Either way though, excellent battle. What a victory by Sewer Snake. Great performance by M2. On to the next matchup, where we are in the Battlebots and Bugglebots class for our second to last matchup of the night. First up, we have the Apprentice and their horizontal spinner, the 50 seed. That horizontal spinner is very powerful. However, though, their armor is relatively delicate on the sides and the front as well. That could be something to watch, knowing they are up against a spinner in Whiplash. Whiplash, who has their vertical spinner and lifter combination. It is proven to be a very effective combination here. It has dished out quite a bit of damage and helped them control their battles so far. While that weaponry is very effective, the weaponry, their armor, and especially those wheels there are relatively delicate, and that could be something to watch, knowing they are up against a bot who managed to tear apart Yeti and prove that they are underseated here. Either way, this should be an excellent battle. I don't see this one going the full 3 minutes, no matter who wins this one. Two powerful bots going up against each other. This should be a good one. But let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup before we begin this epic face-off. First up, we have the Apprentice, who proved to the selection committee that they are underranked as the 50 seed here. Took it to Yeti, broke them apart piece by piece, managed to advance to the next round. Then they got Whiplash, proved that their armor and stuff very much sturdy, and that effective weaponry led them to victory in this one. This should be a good one. Let's get ready for it. Here we go. Here comes Whiplash charging at the Apprentice. I already see a piece flying. Looks like a piece of Whiplash, potentially part of the spinner, maybe one of the forks on the front. But Whiplash starting to control this battle. Excellent use of the lifter, giving the Apprentice a little bit of airtime in this one. Now here comes Whiplash charging at the Apprentice once again and flipping them over once again here. As the Apprentice being given a lot of trouble thanks to that lifter on Whiplash. But as you see some pieces of Whiplashes across the arena. That's got to be something to watch here. The Apprentice flipped over. It looks like they can move upside down, which is a good thing here. But right now, how much damage are they doing to Whiplash? I see parts scattered across the arena. Could damage be catching up to Whiplash? But now Whiplash flipped over again, taking a few shots from that horizontal spinner on the Apprentice. That's got to be something to watch here. But looks like the Whiplash lost the rest of the disc. Whiplash has now reverted down to just one weapon here. Just the lifter now, which has seemed to be the most effective weapon that Whiplash has been using. Big hit to the backside, and it looks like Whiplash lost a wheel on that one. That is not good here. Now as Whiplash lost a tire and stuff, the Apprentice going for more. It looks like another big chunk came off. It was like part of the lifter came off. And another piece of the front armor came off. Whiplash is taking a beating here. Whiplash started off this battle so effective, but now they are just getting beaten by the Apprentice here. Is the Apprentice about to take out another Titan? Another chunk of Whiplash came off, and Whiplash down the pit of oblivion. The Apprentice wins again. Wow, how was the Apprentice ranked 50 and not like in the top 10? Another fantastic victory by them. Started to take control of the battle. Rough start, but the Apprentice eventually started dishing out some heavy damage like that, which reduced the weaponry of Whiplash down to 1, down to just the lifter. But that didn't matter much because Apprentice eventually got a wheel, eventually took apart the lifter piece by piece, managed to get rid of a lot of the front armor too, as shown right in here. Whiplash's parts were just all over the arena after this one. Then of course there was this moment, took off the remainder of that lifter, and eventually managed to get Whiplash down the pit of oblivion, and the Apprentice advances once again. Finally, we end the night in the Robot Wars class, where we have our main event, which is between the 14-seed Gravity and the 19-seed Tornado. On the left side, we have the Flipper of Gravity. This is a powerful flipper here, as it's given quite a few opponents some major air time. But however, they do have 2 exposed wheels, and they have their exposed sides in general that Tornado could be targeting. That way they can control this match. On the other side, we have Tornado, the 19 seed, and their wedge. Tornado has a lot of push power, and that wedge is very low to the ground. However, though, they also have vulnerable sides of their own, which will definitely be something to watch in a battle like this. Either way, this should be a good one. Might come down to who outdrives the other. And fun fact, these two fought in Robot Wars Series 7, where Tornado won the driving battle and won the fight eventually. So let's see, can Gravity get some so-called revenge in this one and take out Tornado here? Let's find out. But before we get to that, let's check out some highlights from both of these spots' first round matchup. First up, we got Gravity, who took on Micro for their first round opponent and managed to land the flips they needed, managed to toss them out of the arena and advance to this round, where they will be taking on a challenging opponent in Tornado, who managed to use their low ground and push power to control almost the entire battle against Maelstrom, and managed to win that battle as well. This should be a good one. Let's get to the main event. Here we go, here comes Gravity, the Tornado charging at them and trying to outmaneuver each other here, but Gravity's got Tornado against the rails there, but backs off. Tornado seems to be doing a lot of the chasing so far, but still, this is early in the match, so still could be one to watch here. Tornado trying to find the right angle, as is Gravity, both bots struggling to do so, and this one's a near opportunity by Gravity, but fortunately they didn't compromise from it. Another near opportunity for Gravity. Can they flip Tornado? Yes, they can! Flipping Tornado, pushing them towards the rails, and they're gone! Gravity in less than a minute wins the main event and moves on to the next round. First of all, start this battle, it was just a driving match between those two, to see who could get to the other sides and stuff, and whoever was able to do that would probably win this match. Gravity found a few opportunities here, but then it was right about this area stuff. Maybe, yes, right there where they managed to get the flip that probably costed Tornado the match, losing them their ground game potential advantage, and Gravity flipped them out of the arena for a less than a minute knockout. What an episode we just saw. 10 great battles, 10 great bots advance to the next round of the tournament. Stars of the night include Black Dragon, Last Rites, Hydra, and 900, who all had dominant victories once again. Thermador 2 advanced as a wild card, continuing to show that they were definitely worthy of a wild card position. But the biggest star of the night has to go to the Apprentice, who took down Yeti in the last round. They took out Whiplash this round. This bot is a Titan killer, proving that they are a top 10 machine here. Definitely one to watch for a War Machines title. So now that we are 3 episodes down in this round, 1 episode remains for this round. 10 more great fights will be coming in the next round, which will end this one. I bet you will enjoy the 10 battles as I will, as I am looking forward to all of it. I will see you next time.